Good morning, Shefa Bracha V'Atzlacha. On this special day, we want to remember those who died on Kiddush Hashem, so we can live in Eretz Yisrael, Eretz HaKodesh, built a Medina, and we owe them. And every Yom HaZikaron, I talk about this issue in my family, this story. But before this, there is we say Zachor et Yom HaShabbat HaKodesh, to remember Shabbos. What is the idea to remember Shabbos? In life, we have things that happen and time passes by and sometimes we forget. It's a very good thing, because terrible things that happen to us, if we will remember them all the time, we will have terrible life. So Kodesh Baruch Hu gave us this gift to forget. But the problem is that we must not forget the importance of certain things. And also, some things are worth to remember, and we have to remember. For example, Yom HaShabbat, Zachor et Yom HaShabbat HaKadosh. Why? Why is it so important to remember your Shabbos? But the idea is not remembering Shabbos. The idea is keeping Shabbos, and through keeping Shabbos to remember that God is the one behind everything. God is the one who created the world in 6 days, and on the 7th day, Shabbat Vayinafash. And this is an idea to how to remember things. You have to have something to do, so you never forget. So we have every week a Shabbos to remember that God took us out of Egypt, that God created the world, and God is the one behind everything. Whatever happens in this world, God is behind it. And in order to remember this and not forget, with going with life and you see things happening, says this is not God, this is nature or other things. So every Shabbos, you do the Shabbos and you remember Sheshet Yamim Bara Hashem Elokim Tashavim. In 6 days did God created the world. He is the one behind everything, and He is the one who is doing everything for the best. And this idea of doing something in order to remember is the same thing that we're talking about Yom HaZikaron. The remembering day of all those who gave their life for us to live in Eretz Yisrael, in Medinat Israel. So we go in life and we forget. We forget those things. So we have this special day in order to stop a minute and remember. But it's not only to remember, it's to learn how to act. What do we do with those memories? How do we act? And this is always bringing me to the story of, in my family, the brother of my grandmother, Alea Shalom, Alava Shalom Aleim, they ran away from the Nazis to Eretz Israel, and they went to Herzliya, and they built their home right in front of the central bus station in Herzliya, in the center of Herzliya. And they had one only son. And when they came, they built 2 houses attached, and one was for the son. It's like when I was a kid and we used to go sometimes to visit, it puzzled me. What is this house, strange house? They lived in one, and the other one was shut down. So one day I looked through the window screen and I saw that this is like a normal house with furniture full with dust. Some of them are covered, some of them are not. But it looked like nobody lives there. Nobody even entered this place for years. And when I grew up a little, I asked, and then I heard the story. They came to Eretz Yisrael and to build a home, had one son, and they built a house attached to their house, that when he will get married, he will live in this house with his wife and kids, and they will all be together. Unfortunately, on the Milchemet HaAtzmaut, he went to war and he didn't come back. And this monument of this house always sits in front of my eyes when I come to the Yom HaZikaron. And till today, if you want to go, in Herzliya, it's still there. They donated the house to Bet Chabad. In front of the old Tachana Merkazit of Herzliya, there is those 2 detached houses, small houses, and one of them is Bet Chabad, or maybe both of them. I don't know, for years I haven't been there. And this is a memorial to this family, what they gave to our country. They ran away from the Nazis, and they came here to build their home here, and their son gave his life for us to live in this country, to live in Eretz Israel, to live in the state of Israel. So when we, today in Yom HaZikaron, we have to remember those who gave their life for us to live peacefully, and together. We must not forget. We have to be together, for not only for our sakes, but to sanctify those holy people that gave their life for our country. And hopefully, when we will go into Yom Ha'atzmaut, we will understand why are we here in Eretz Israel, what are we doing here, and how should we act. We should be together. All the best.